Hey everyone, John Pynakker with the Mojave Valley Daily News. This is the Daily Dose for Wednesday, November 24th. As always, brought to you by the Tri-State Radiology Center. At the Tri-State Radiology Center, located in Fort Mojave, your images will be read and available within 24 hours. No need to wait several days to get your images to your doctor. Call them today for an appointment at 928-460-7226. And remember, at the Tri-State Radiology Center, your image means the world to us. All right, happy Thanksgiving Eve. By that white light on top of my head, I'm going to have to get some hair or something. I don't know. All right, so our breaking news. Today's breaking news is brought to you by New Image Primary Care. Now scheduling an appointment within 7 days. Call for your appointment at 928-299-2588. Young Eagles return to the skies. So this is the EAA Young Eagles program, the Experimental Aircraft Association Young Eagles program. That right there is Ethan Ruggles, 11. He took his first Young Eagle flight on Saturday with pilot David Amspoker of Kingman's Experimental Aircraft Association. We found out earlier this morning that young Ethan is Jackie Wallen's grandson. So Jackie, the executive director or the president and CEO of the Laughlin Chamber of Commerce. So more than 100 young people participated in this. This is something that they've been doing for years and years over at the Laughlin Bullhead International Airport. They missed last year because of COVID. So Jeremy Keating, who's the director over there at the airport, said, "We're very excited to get the program started again. We love it, and we're very appreciative of the Kingman EAA chapter. They love it too." So the whole idea, according to Amspoker, was they wanted to get young people into aviation. He said the program is fun, free, and educational for everyone. And it's not just taking these kids, I think it's ages 8 to 17, taking them up for flights, but they also have more to it after that. Once you become part of the Young Eagles program with your free flight, you also have opportunity to participate in other programs, including online ground school, the EAA Air Academy, or EAA scholarships. So not only did they have that there, the Air Methods Air Ambulance was there, as well as the Airport Fire Department's engine and equipment. So it's a great eye-opening thing for the children who might be into it. So check it out. Then we have teens learn about underage drinking with demonstration. Last week at the Boys and Girls Club of the Colorado Rivers Bullhead Teen Center, they had a demonstration and staged multiple scenarios regarding underage drinking. Here you have Bullhead City firefighters cutting through a wrecked SUV provided by A&G Towing while Care Flight flies overhead. So the whole idea is to show these teens the consequences or potential consequences of drinking and driving. It was a partnership between the Bullhead City PD, the Boys and Girls Club, the Bullhead City Fire Department, A&G Towing, and Tri-State Care Flight. Bullhead City Traffic Supervisor Corporal Eddie Espinoza said, "We see underage drinking often enough that it's on our radar. The biggest thing to prevent underage drinking is to set yourself up with something to lose. It's good to have something to keep yourself accountable." They had demonstrations, then Corporal Espinoza also spoke afterwards about the perils and the dangers of underage drinking. So hopefully they took that into account. This, according to Autumn Boyle Robinson, the director at the Boys and Girls Club, this is the first time they've ever done it. So hopefully they'll make it an annual thing. Wednesdays, we also do our Laughlin, Nevada Times. This time we have the mask mandate remains in place. The Nevada Department of Health and Human Services have required that the mask mandate stay in place for all indoor public settings in Nevada. High transmission rates of COVID in 13 of the state's 17 counties, including Clark County, where Laughlin is, have required that. It's for all counties that are either in the substantial or high risk categories. They must continue to enforce the mask mandate. There have been 696 confirmed cases in Laughlin. There's also been 15 confirmed Laughlin resident deaths due to COVID-19. According to the latest data from the Nevada Health Response, unvaccinated people are 27 times more likely to contract COVID, and they are also 27 an unvaccinated COVID patient, so somebody who already has COVID, unvaccinated is 27 more times more likely to die from the disease than somebody who is fully vaccinated. So the Laughlin Community Health Center continues to provide COVID vaccines, including the booster shots, in a walk-in clinic each Wednesday. The clinic is for adults 18 and older. It's from 8 a.m. till 4 p.m. No appointments are necessary, so check them out. They also got a new elementary school playground, but this is kind of difficult to follow. So this is the elementary school playground. It's new asphalt. It's the low impact asphalt. It also has tetherball poles there, you see. That's phase one of it. But here's the unusual part. It's at the Laughlin Junior Senior High School. And the reason that is that 5 years ago, they moved all the 4th and 5th graders from the elementary school up to the high school in their own area, so that they would have more, they could add a pre-kindergarten to the elementary school and also reduce class sizes. So they moved those kids up there. Now they're creating a playground for them. I told you that was phase one. Phase two, they are going to be adding a garden area and trees for wind reduction. Phase three, they will include traditional playground equipment such as slides, a climbing structure, and swings. And then eventually down the road, they will be putting in a gym, an auxiliary gym, and a new elementary facility. So good for them. Do you even know what tetherball is, Chris?
I do. It's almost like volleyball, but the ball goes in a circle.
Yeah.
And yeah, back and forth. I remember playing as a kid.
Did you have it at your school?
I think my elementary school, yes, but
Yeah.
that's when my elementary school got completely refurbished. We went to a different campus for a few months, and we had a brand new school when we came back over summer.
With tetherball or without when you came back?
With.
Oh.
Yeah, they had all these new sports, and then I went to middle school, and I think it wasn't there.
Yeah. I know. That's an elementary school thing. I'm surprised. I didn't know that they still had
Well,
this.
this new elementary school thing in school with me is called Foursquare. Have you heard of that?
Yeah, they got a Foursquare on that playground as well.
Oh, yeah, that's the new trend right now.
Yeah, it's kind of odd. On Wednesdays, we also do The Entertainer. So here's our cover of The Entertainer. Those of you that are America's Got Talent fans, you recognize her. That's Darcy Lynn. She's a ventriloquist. And then they also talk a little bit about the Merry Christmas, Darling, the Carpenter's Holiday Show. And the thing I want to point out, we're not going to talk about it in here, but what I want to point out is in this week's Entertainer, they have a lot of information about the casinos doing Thanksgiving dinners. So if you are still trying to figure out what you want to do for Thanksgiving, other than cook up a huge giant meal at your own house, there are plenty of opportunities there. So our top story in there is Young Wonder. That's Darcy Lynn right there with some of her puppets. Darcy got into ventriloquism at age 10. She said she started teaching herself it either while looking in the mirror in my bathroom or watching YouTube videos of other ventriloquists I looked up to. At age 12, she won America's Got Talent. She's done a bunch of things since then. She's been on a pile of different shows. It's just a real neat history of her. You know, she's still young. I don't even have the age on her yet, but
she's 17.
She's 17.
Yeah, she's been at it for like 5 years.
So, in one point in here, she talks about back when she was a kid. So she's 17. So at 12 years old, she won America's Got Talent, got a $1 million prize and a headline gig at Planet Hollywood. From there, she just kept growing and growing and growing. She now has several puppets, including Petunia, her diva-esque rabbit, a shy and soulful mouse named Oscar, a sarcastic old lady Edna, and most recently, and this is interesting, she introduced Ivan, an Australian lover boy who raps and sings. I saw it. I thought she was awesome. I'd love to go see this show, but I won't be. She will be at the Edgewater E-Center on Saturday night at 7 p.m. Her show is called My Lips Are Sealed Except When They're Not. So I think that'll be fun to watch. Other story in there, down at the bottom, you saw the picture of Michelle Birding Brett. That's her right there. She plays Karen Carpenter. They do kind of a Carpenter's family, the Carpenter's tribute show. This is called Merry Christmas, Darling, Carpenter's Holiday Show. She performs there with her husband, Mark. She grew up listening to the Carpenters. Again, this is a whole life story on her. She grew up listening to the Carpenters. She did a lot of different stage shows and that, and people kept saying that she sounded like Karen Carpenter. She wanted to do a Carpenter tribute show, and then she met her husband, at that time her boyfriend, and she said, I had this idea in my head for several years, but it was only after I told my then boyfriend, now husband, Mark Brett, who's a producer for the show, about the idea that I had, did it all of a sudden take shape. So they will be doing their Carpenters show starting tonight at 7 p.m. at the Riverside Resort, and it'll run through Sunday. So I like the Carpenters. Sports. Sports is brought to you by Anderson Ford of Bullhead City. Anderson Ford is a big proponent of the community, holding a bingo fundraiser every month for a different local charity. Go on down and check them out, help raise some money for our community, and check out their inventory of new and used vehicles. All right, the first thing we want to go with is River Valley Wrestling is holding a golf tournament. So River Valley Wrestling has expenses down there. They're going to be holding a golf tournament. They're calling it Golf Mania. It's a 3-person scramble on December 4th at El Rio Country Club. Cost is $99 a player, includes golf, lunch, and donations. Play will begin with a shotgun start at 10 a.m. and there will be a raffle starting at 3 p.m. To register, call 928-768-3574. If you have questions, you can call Zach Regan. Zach is the wrestling coach at River Valley. Call him at 928-234-1708. All right, I went back and forth on whether I should talk about this, but because the Raiders play tomorrow against the Cowboys, I will talk about it. We have struggling Raiders lose third straight game. If you're a Raiders fan, you already know they lost to the Bengals on Sunday, 32-13. They were 5-2 at one point. They've now lost 3 in a row. They've been outscored 96-43 in those games, and it was the Giants, Kansas City, and Cincinnati. So Kansas City is kind of the Giants and Cincinnati. There's no reason that should happen. But this all seemed to coincide with when Henry Ruggs III got into his crash and was released by the team. The week before that, they had the problem with John Gruden where he had to resign. So what has happened is that without having Henry Ruggs, to stretch the field, everyone's kind of closing down on them. Their receivers now, without him, are Brian Edwards and Zay Jones. Obviously, that's not going to get it done. Derek Carr is very talented, but he's not getting it done. Each of the last 2 weeks, they were able to convert 1 third down. So that's a problem. What isn't a problem is their pass rush. They got 3 sacks against Cincinnati and Joe Burrow. It's the 5th time this season that they got 3 sacks. The 24 on the year that they have is already more than they had last year. So Yannick Ngawie's strip sack, he's been really the star of that team, on defensively anyway. So, like I said, they play the Cowboys tomorrow on Thanksgiving. I think our time it's a 4:30 game. So you want to check that out. All right, weather. Weather's brought to you by Living Waters Hospice, your hometown hospice. Together we can make a difference. It is nasty out there. I don't know, I'm sure this microphone isn't picking it up, but we have trees outside here scratching on the windows. That's how much wind we're getting. It's only supposed to get up to 70 today. North winds at 15 to 25 miles an hour with gusts to around 45, and it for sure feels like that. Tomorrow, the winds calm down, but it's still only going to get up to 70. Friday, mostly sunny, high around 77. Saturday, mostly sunny, high around 77. And Sunday, sunny with a high around 79. It's okay. Back in Wisconsin on Thanksgiving, we would, in between games, we would go out and play pickup football. And it was cold, and a lot of times it was snowing. And so 70, a little breezy, we'll take it. You got any plan? What are you doing for Thanksgiving, Chris?
I'm gonna just meet up some family and friends. That's about it.
Yeah.
Not much, and then probably catch up with some old friends on the weekend out of town in California.
I know you're gonna be working first thing in the morning tomorrow, huh?
Yep.
But then off you go, celebrate. All right. Well, I hope everyone has a great, oh, the toy drive. Like, you're going to have to throw something at me or something so I remember every day, the toy drive. We have our toy drive going on. It runs until December 9th. If you bring a new unwrapped toy valued at $10 or more down to the newspaper, you get 4 weeks free of the newspaper. If you're already a subscriber, we'll extend yours for 4 weeks. If you're not, we'll give you a brand new one for 4 weeks. This all goes, we gather everything all up, and then it all goes to the firefighters toy drive to be distributed basically from Searchlight all the way down to Parker. Concentrates here in Bullhead City, whatever's left. Other areas that need it, if it's Fort Mojave or Mojave Valley or Laughlin or Needles or whatever, if they need some more help, then the firefighters here will turn those over to them. So please bring them down here. We are happy to accept them, and we will get your subscription extended or started or whatever we need to do. All right, now I'm out. Remember, this is brought to you by the Tri-State Radiology Center. The Tri-State Radiology Center offers same or next day appointments, and they accept most insurances, including Medi-Cal. They have a wide open MRI and offer digital x-rays with your reports ready in 24 hours. Call them today for an appointment at 928-460-7226. We will not be doing this tomorrow, so I hope everyone has a wonderful Thanksgiving, and then we will catch up with you again on Friday morning. We also today, what time is that huddle going up, Chris?
Hopefully around 4 o'clock today.
So around 4 o'clock, we have our NFL predictions. Matt Hanrahan was in with me this morning taping it. Our NFL predictions for all the games starting tomorrow morning. There's a Bears-Lions game tomorrow at 10:30. There's 3 games tomorrow, all of our predictions for the whole weekend. It's entertaining. It was a good show today, so please check it out. We also have our Athlete of the Week video going up tomorrow morning. Chris?
7 a.m.
7 a.m. tomorrow morning, our Athlete of the Week, so you want to check that out as well. All right, everyone, have a great Thanksgiving, and we will see you soon.